Review.
Accuracy, speed, the ability to act on pure instinct. These are the qualities needed by gladiators in the bloodless arena games of ShootMania Storm. In this multiplayer-only competitive shooter, you move very quickly and every hit counts. Its movement is reminiscent of competitive shooters from the era of Quake, but in this modern market cluttered with shooters in which characters move deliberately, absorb bullets, and regenerate health, the speed of action and the stakes associated with every shot you take make ShootMania a refreshing departure from the current norm. In ShootMania Storm, you move and you shoot. You don't swap between weapons or chuck grenades. There are only 3 types of weapons in the game at present, and which type you're equipped with is generally determined by the game mode you're playing, and sometimes by where you're standing on the map. You never pause to pick up a weapon, you just know your weapon has changed because your reticle changes. This keeps you focused on moving, shooting, and trying to stay aware of other players' positions, rather than on scavenging for ammo or racing to grab the most powerful weapon on the map before another player does. It's a very pure, skill-based shooting experience. You and your opponents might each take 1, 2, or 3 hits, depending on the game mode and your ranking. There's no regenerating health here, so each hit you score and each hit your opponents score on you is significant. Because each individual shot is visible and each weapon takes off a clearly delineated amount of armor with each hit, there's never the sense here, which can arise in so many shooters, that you were shooting your opponent and that maybe you only went down first because he had a better weapon. There are also no perks here to augment any competitor's abilities. It really is a level playing field, a pure test of skill, and that is a rare and welcome thing in a shooter today. The skills that are tested go beyond just your ability to accurately target your enemy. You also need to move well. Movement in ShootMania is brisk and precise. It's exhilarating to zip across maps, perhaps spending some of your stamina to leap and run, moving along surfaces that automatically speed you up, or letting a launcher send you soaring skyward to land on a higher surface. The need to stay evasive while also trying to hit your enemies gives ShootMania's action a dance-like quality, as you and your opponents run and caper about, sending brightly colored blasts of energy at each other. The speed and smoothness of ShootMania make you feel skillful when you score a hit on a moving enemy, and in the game's Elite mode, in which you're informed when you miss an opponent by just centimeters, you feel the sting of coming oh so close to hitting your target. Elite is one of a few game modes getting a lot of play currently. It's an unusual team-based mode in which 2 teams of 3 compete, with just 1 attacker from the assaulting team going up against all 3 members of the defending team on each round. It's a great mode for testing the skills of each individual player. Royale is a less high-pressure mode, a free-for-all in which players race to capture a pole in the center of the map. Once this is done, a tornado starts closing in, drawing all combatants into an increasingly smaller and smaller space. Rounds often end with the last 2 remaining players frantically circling around the pole, trying to use it for cover while dashing out from behind it frequently to take shots at their opponents. Battle is a pretty standard mode in which teams take turns defending their own poles and attempting to capture those of the opposing team. There are other modes, and players who take the time to learn the Mania script language can design their own. Much easier than grappling with code to design your own mode is designing your own maps, a process made about as straightforward and accessible as you can expect it to be with the built-in tools. The potential is certainly there for players to make ShootMania thrive with a constant influx of exciting new modes and maps, but whether or not that'll happen remains to be seen. Even as it stands right now, though, ShootMania is well worth the $20 price. It's more of a return to the past of competitive shooters than a step into the genre's future. But in a market crowded with shooters that involve classes and weapons and perks, ShootMania Storm's laser-like focus on quick movement and skillful shooting almost feels new again.